Hey my beautiful Pisces peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Am from CancerMoonsTarot and we're coming at you with your January 2023 tarot reading. How are you? I hope you guys are well. I want to wish you all a happy new year. Hope you're excited for what 2023 has in store here for you. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and begin and see what is up for January. So what's going to be showing up here, please, for the zodiac sign of Pisces? Excuse me guys, I got a new tarot deck here to break in, so do bear with me real quick. But what's going to be coming in here, please, for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. What information is going to be in store here, please, for the fish? What do we got going on here for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout January 2023. All right, Pisces, let's go ahead and have ourselves a look, starting out here with the overall energy of the reading. We do begin this reading here with the Five of Swords. So Five of Swords showing up here for you could be the card of frustration. Definitely could be leaving something behind. Could be like leaving a situation behind that you potentially deem negative. It might be something that you dealt with, of course, with a person. It could be a personal kind of mindset you're leaving behind. It could even potentially be, something at work, right? So it could be a multitude of things, but I definitely feel like in the general term, you're leaving something here behind, especially because it's just not worth it. Five of Swords is kind of that card that could represent that a situation is just not worth it. It's not worth all the stress. It's not worth fighting for. You're ready here to kind of go ahead and put the sword down because no longer is it worth the fight. So that's the overall energy here coming into January, but of course we'll get more information as the reading progresses, okay? So moving on forward here from this overall energy, let's have a look into your current situation. So we have here the World, we also have here the Knight of Swords, and then lastly for you we have here the Nine of Swords coming in as well. So World card showing up here for you, Pisces, that's pretty similar to what the Five of Swords is talking about. The World card is about closing out a cycle so that a new cycle in your life can begin. If something's not worth fighting for, you want to dismiss it. You want to let it go completely and kind of move forward and do your own thing. Now, having a look here at the next card being the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords here is communication. So I kind of feel that with the new year coming in, with January coming in here for you, it's going to be the time where you communicate to whatever you want to leave behind and say, hey, it's my time to go. So I see you taking direct action here to walk out of a certain environment and to close the cycle for good, especially after how much stress and turmoil it's caused you, especially how much emotional turmoil it's caused you throughout this time. So you could be closing out a relationship, you could be closing out a friendship, you can be closing out love and romance, a period of work or like a kind of career that you were involved in. And it even could be like a certain kind of mindset you might have had as well, but you're definitely leaving a cycle behind here as far as what I can tell. All right, tell me about this Five of Swords. Let's go ahead and get some clarifiers in before we go forward. So what do we have here, the Five of Swords for Pisces? What is it exactly that was making the fight no longer worth it to them regarding whatever this situation may be? And what do we have? We have here the Two of Pentacles, and then we have here the Six of Wands. Very up and down kind of situation. If you were connecting with somebody in a relationship, the person was very up and down, especially in terms of their behavior. When you have a Two of Pentacles, it's like they could have their good days, they could have their bad days, but it never felt like you guys would move in the right direction because things were so inconsistent. So I definitely feel like if this is about you dealing with some sort of relationship, whether it be romantic or not, there was a lot of inconsistencies with your person, and that led you to a lot of frustration, Pisces. I think that the inconsistency was the number one thing you wanted to move over. It was the hurdle you wanted to get over, and it never happened, no matter how hard you tried to. You really wanted to be in a good spot with whatever this relationship was and whoever this person was. You wanted to be in a really good spot, but you never felt like it could get there. So I think that that's one of the biggest reasons why you said, you know what, it's not worth the fight. Because if we're always going to go back, if we're going to be in a good place, right, and then always go back to a bad one, and if it's going to be a nonstop reoccurring cycle, I want to be with somebody where I do want to fight for them, but I want to fight for them because it's not 50-50, but it's more of a 75% type of deal. What I mean by this, Pisces, is that at the end of the day, with any relationship that we have in our lives, there's going to be ups and downs. There's no way around that. There's no such thing as the ideal perfect relationship. Whether we're talking about love or not, you're going to fight with the people you love. You're going to clash with the people you love. It's something that naturally happens. But when it's a constant up and down, and it's not more good times and love and happiness, and if it starts to feel like it's more bad times and unfortunate events, then it's a completely different story. And I think that that's kind of the direction your relationship was going in. It was like you and this person would have often more bad times than good times. So it wasn't necessarily feeling worth it to you anymore, because what were you fighting for? Having a good moment with this person became a rarity. And with that being said, that's why it wasn't worth it to you. So I do see that coming into play here for you guys. All right, moving along here forward. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. What is it that Pisces is communicating here to this individual in January 2023? And what do we have? We have here the Strength card. Strength card is that card here of wanting to hold back, wanting to tame yourself. So I definitely feel here for you, Pisces, you're going to be communicating to this individual that you don't want to be connected and that you want to go off and do your thing. We have here the Hermit, which is the card of keeping to yourself. So essentially, you're going to let this person know that you want to be in your own space, in your own energy, and that you're not interested in progressing forward with a relationship. So I definitely see you closing out a cycle and taking action and communicating to the person that you want to go your separate ways. All right, Pisces, moving along here forward, let's have a look and see what can potentially come in for you regarding January 2023. So what can potentially come on in here for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Throughout January 2023, what's potentially coming in here for the Pisces? First card out, we got the Three of Cups. Next card out for you is the Ten of Pentacles. And then the last card for you is going to be the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, I like that actually coming in here for you. First things first, we got here the Three of Cups all the way to the Ten of Pentacles. Pisces, very good news. I definitely feel like a lot of good times are about to arise for you. And of course, Ten of Pentacles is the card here that represents a good amount of stability. So I feel like you're going to start finding the right environment. After you leave this person behind, you're starting to get surrounded with the right crowd, is what I'm hearing jumping into January 2023. So if you're leaving behind a romantic relationship, you might find, a great amount of friends to have as a support group. If you're walking out of a friendship, you might find better friends. If you're walking out of a relationship, you might find a new lover, whatever the case might be. But whoever this kind of environment is, whether it is your family, your friends, a new lover, maybe this environment's your work, you're going to be in a space here in January where you have this environment that genuinely serves you and that makes you incredibly happy as you've left behind your unstable environment, okay? So I do feel like good times are ahead for sure. You're about to align and surround yourself with the right people. And of course, with the Wheel of Fortune coming into play here for you, it's going to be a completely different situation than in comparison to what it is you were dealing with. So Wheel of Fortune is meaning the opposite. You were dealing with an up and down, unstable person. Now you're going to be around the right people that are good to you, that make you feel comfortable, that make you feel safe. You're going to be with the right crowd, okay? Is the best way that I could put it. So as far as what I'm getting here for your reading here for January, it seems like a good month. You're changing up the people you surround yourself with. You're surrounding yourself with better people that definitely make you feel comfortable and happy and loved. And I think that you finally got the strength here to leave behind a pretty, long ongoing cycle that's been occurring for a while. In reference to whoever you're walking away here or walking away from here, I feel like you were in a cycle with them for a while. Whether it was a year, 2 years, couple months, it was a while. And for you, Pisces, you had a lot of hope and faith that things would get better. But it was just one of those situations where it was like, I don't know, the bad is just never outweighing the good with me and this person. The bad is the bad is always outweighing the good, with this person. It's like the good can never outweigh the bad. And I feel like we've been in so many rough spots that I've just come to the point where this isn't worth it. It's been too inconsistent and I definitely deserve better. All right, Pisces, let's see what you can expect here now, moving throughout the rest of January. So what can Piscean expect here, please, moving throughout the rest of their January 2023? Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What can Pisces expect here, moving throughout the rest of their January? First card out, we got here the Eight of Pentacles. All right, you're going to be working on yourself. We got here the Judgment. We also have here the Four of Wands. And then lastly here for you, we have here the Knight of Pentacles. Cool. So what you can expect is the way that you go about relationships, the way that you go about connecting with people is definitely going to change a little bit. Eight of Pentacles here, you're working hard on yourself. You're working very hard to kind of pick up where this person and you left off. Not in the way of trying to rebuild your relationship, but you're trying to rebuild after all the things you went through with that individual that you're letting go of. So there is some things you need to heal from. There's some things you need to work on, and you're taking care of yourself for sure. I see that showing up here. But I also feel like with the Judgment card showing up, you're making sure that you are starting to incorporate a different kind of judgment of character for people. I feel like this is about you recognizing, I want to pay more close attention to the people I associate with. I want to judge their character a lot more mindfully than I previously did. I want to be more aware of who the people truly are that I'm connecting with. So you're keeping more of an open eye, and you're definitely becoming more aware of the types of energies you're surrounded with. So moving forward throughout January, I'm just going to make sure I know who I'm messing around with, or I know who I'm talking with, or I know who I'm connecting with, you know? I want to make sure that I'm around the right crowd. And with the Four of Wands coming into play here for you, I really think you will be. Four of Wands is a great card of stability. It's a card of happiness, especially within the relationship sector of your life. So you're going to be around good people starting into your new year. And I think that if this is in terms of friends, you might be meeting new people that you create friendships with that are going to be pretty long lasting. These are friendships that are to carry out for years. So there could be many new friends manifesting for some of you here in January 2023, which is often, that's something that's very exciting. So I think it's going to be a very exciting and happy time. Now, of course, if this is not about friends and this is about love, you could meet somebody new here who you do have a potential to have quite a long-term relationship with as well. So really good information showing up for you, Pisces. Looking at the last card for what you can expect throughout the rest of January, we have here the Knight of Pentacles. You can definitely expect here, Pisces, to take things a heck of a lot slower. I feel like right now in your life, you are not in a position to where you want to rush anything. You kind of want to settle down and enjoy yourself. If things are going good right now in January, I want to soak up all that good ass energy, and I don't want to rush nothing. I just want to be present to the moment and live my best life. I just got out of a hectic situation is what you're saying here, Pisces. The last thing I want to do is rush out of the good times I'm experiencing now. So I want to go ahead and take things slow, build up my stability, build up the right environment for me to be surrounded with, build up the right job. You're basically focusing on building up your perfect life. And I think that that's awesome. You're very much so going to be working hard on yourself, working hard on the life that you desire to live, and you don't want anything to stand in the way of that at this time. So I will say here for you, Piscean, your tolerance for bullshit is definitely not going to be very high. Pisces, if you smell any bullshit on the bullshit meter, you're going to go ahead and kick that to the curb. You have no tolerance at this time for anybody who's not going to bring in anything less than good ass energy. Okay, so Pisceans are all about the good times and the good vibes, and anybody who's got the bad vibes can go ahead and kick rocks. All right, that's going to be the vibe here for January 2023, and I don't blame you, baby. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. Let's take a look here at some advice for your month of January. So what's going to be what's going to be the best advice that I can give here to Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout January 2023. What's going to be some of the best advice I can give here for Pisces? Throughout January 2023, we did have a jumper fall out, which is going to be the Two of Wands. Moving along here to the next card, we got the Nine of Wands. We also have here the Ace of Swords, and then we have here the Magician. So in terms of advice here from the universe, Two of Wands to the Nine of Wands, anything that you are indecisive about talking about, anything that you are indecisive about healing or just genuinely connecting with, I think it's the time right now to not be indecisive about anything. Anything that you're holding back from, Pisces, bring to the surface. That's pretty much what the universe is trying to say. Listen, guys, in terms of Mercury in retrograde, sometimes I find it hard for me to communicate what I'm trying to say in these readings, so bear with me. It can be a little hard sometimes for me to get the message out the way I want it to be, but essentially, universe here says, anything you're holding back, this is the time to bring it to the surface. And let me tell you why, because Mercury is in retrograde. And the way that I, tend to view the retrograde is that you can do one or two things. Regardless, the retrograde is going to bring you stuff that you need to confront within yourself, and you can choose to try to run away from it, but if you run away from the stuff that's being brought up, it's going to keep on pestering you and bugging you until you do something about it. But if you take a look at what you need to confront and you give yourself the opportunity to heal, to grow, to learn, to keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward, you're going to be in a much better position, because then you get to release and let go of all those things that you've needed to confront for a while now. So universe here says, best advice right off the bat, do not avoid anything. Do not push away anything that needs to come to the surface, okay? Don't bury any feelings and emotions at this time. Release, release, release. Moving along to the next two cards, we do have here the Ace of Swords, and we have here the Magician. I feel like this year it's time for you to truly show up. And what it means to truly show up here, Pisces, is it means to not have any sort of fear about being exactly who you are. And it's not to say that you were ever fearful of who you are. Maybe some of you watching were, maybe others of you weren't. But I think that the universe is trying to say for this year specifically, and especially in the month of January, it's time to show up exactly as who you are. So if there's any parts of yourself that you struggle to accept, if there's any parts of yourself that you're not particularly happy about, own those parts and own who you are and show the world who you are each and every single day. You know, one of the greatest things about being 100% in your own energy and in your own power is that when people connect with you and love you, at least they're loving you 110% for who you authentically are. So I think it's going to be a powerful time to show up, Pisces, exactly as you are, and to love and accept who you are, and to embrace that person, because that person's really amazing. And I think that the more you embrace who you truly are, the more you're going to find a lot of magnificent manifestations occur and happen in your life. All right, Pisces. Jumping on in here to the outcome for you regarding January 2023. Let's have a look. What's going to be the overall outcome here for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout January 2023. And what do we got? We got here the Page of Pentacles. It's a new beginning for sure. It's just a start though. That's what the Page of Pentacles here says. It's a start to the new beginning. A lot of things I feel for you are going to be changing in 2023, but considering that January here is the first month of the brand new year, we got to take it step by step and day by day. So there is a start to a new beginning happening and occurring in your life. What that new beginning is going to be a complete remodel of who you surround yourself with. I definitely feel for many Pisceans, you're going to be learning a lot about becoming more aware with who you're around and who has what kind of intentions and who's good and who's not. You're going to be keeping a very watchful eye of who you associate with this year. And I think that for some Pisceans as well, you might even come to the realization that the people you did previously associate with might have been people that kind of acted as a mirror and a reflection as to what it is you needed to heal within yourself. All right, that's an intuitive channeling. Let's go ahead and get into that. Keep in mind, Pisces, this portion of the reading won't resonate to everybody, but here's a bit of an intuitive channeling. Pisces, you might come to the realization in January, if not January, you might come to the realization in 2023 as a whole that the previous people you've dealt with, the previous relationships and connections you've dealt with, the reason why they were so tough, the reason why they were so hard to deal with could potentially be for the fact that those people mirror to you exactly what it is you already needed to heal within yourself that maybe you weren't healing. What I've noticed is that the universe sometimes sends people into our lives that can be a complete mirror, and they reflect everything about ourselves that maybe we don't like. They reflect everything about ourselves that maybe we don't heal, and it triggers the crap out of us. But what happens is that's supposed to be a mirror. And when we can see that reflection of ourselves, then it can trigger us to heal. Sometimes we do heal because we see it. Other times we don't heal because we get caught up in the fact of, oh, the universe is delivering me shitty people. But maybe we don't realize sometimes that those people are exactly a spitting image of us. And what we need to do is we need to take a step back and say, whoa, here's what needs to be healed, yada, 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 right? So it's in a bit of a intuitive channeling. I don't know if it will resonate to the Pisces that are watching, but you might come to that realization here in January or throughout 2023 as a whole that, some of the past connections I've come in contact with, they were pretty similar to me and what I needed to heal at the time in my life. And it makes a lot of sense, You might just have that revelation. Okay? All right, though, Pisces. Pretty much your overall reading here, like I said from the beginning, we start out with you guys just basically saying Five of Swords, something in my life isn't worth it anymore. I did say that it doesn't have to be a person. It could be a job for some of you. But I think some sort of relationship has just started to become not worth it for you. I think many of you are kind of recognizing that the bad very much so is outweighing the good. And it's not one of those things where you were starting to have hope anymore. It's like you weren't starting to have hope for this relationship anymore, because every time you have felt or tried to move it in a successful direction, things would temporarily be good, and then they would revert back to being rough. And I think that you're just over it, to be completely honest. So you're going to communicate here. You're going to close out the cycle. Throughout the month of January, you'll find yourself mixing in with the right crowd. I really feel like this time in this year and in this month, you're going to start to meet the right people and associate with the right people. You're going to be a different judge of character. You're going to be more aware while judging the character of others. And you just don't have tolerance for bullshit. Like I said, anybody has any bullshit on Piscean's bullshit meter, you're going to go ahead and kick that to the curb real quick. Okay? In terms of advice, we covered that before. Basically, Piscean, don't hold anything back. If there's anything coming to the surface, it's time to release it. With Mercury being in retrograde this month, it's very important to not run away from what is trying to be healed. So anything that needs to be healed that's coming up. Deal with it instead of pushing it away. Allow yourself to heal at that time. And yeah, with that being said here as well, Pisces, what you can expect throughout the rest of your month is to pretty much just enjoy yourself. It's going to be a time where you're working on yourself, your life, whatever it is that you want to build in your image. But most importantly, it's a time to slow down and enjoy the good stuff, right? Because this month there is going to be a lot of good stuff that's coming up here for you. So don't rush through it. Take your time, enjoy it. And you're going to be looking at a pretty fantastic month here, okay? All right, Pisces. With that all being said, Pisces, thank you so much for tuning in. I gratefully appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed your video here for January 2023. Of course, if it resonates, let me know down in the comments down below. But if it doesn't happen to resonate, no worries, guys. Not every reading can resonate to everybody, so regardless, I appreciate you tuning in. If you are new here, do consider subscribing to the channel. That would be awesome. I'd be more than happy to welcome you here into the Soul family. But with that being said, Pisces, have a wonderful rest of your January, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Much love, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.